Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Hello everyone. Welcome to Afkaaruna Global Talks. And this is about life as a high school student in America. Before we begin, I will tell you the sequence of this session. The first session is opening. The second session is speech by Buarda. The third session is sharing session by Athena. The fourth session is Q&A. Fifth session is awarding session. And sixth is closing. Our first session is opening. Before we begin, let's recite Al-Fatiha together. Al-Fatiha. Oh yeah, and before we start, sorry that I forgot to tell the name. My name is Aam, and this is my partner, Mazaidan. Our second session is speech by Buarda. Buarda, the time is yours.
I go by a different name here. Okay. Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Oh, sorry. Thank you. Okay, thank you. Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. The Honorable Kiai Syamsul Ma'arif Mujiharto. Close the lens in the front. Okay. All right, thank you. The Honorable Kiai Syamsul Ma'arif Mujiharto, the Honorable Directors, Managers, Principals, Educators, Lurah, Musyifah, Kak Didan from Bina Antar Budaya Yogyakarta, those who are watching at home, parents, and also our beloved Santri. Thank you very much for coming to another Global Talks tonight. We have a very special guest tonight. We have someone from far away, halfway around the world here. Thank you very much for Athena for being here. And, excuse me, thank you. And tonight, this is still in November, so every November we are actually celebrating something called IEW, or International Education Week. So today we are so lucky that we can gather here, but as we know that there are so many of our friends, so many of our brothers and sisters in Palestine, in Congo, in Sudan, and in so many places, they are in a very unfortunate, in very bad and scary condition. So we have to be grateful here by doing something like this, okay? Because we have to do something, but maybe we cannot do a lot of things, right? So at least we should do something like this. We invite Athena from America here to open a door, to build a bridge, so that something that seems scary actually is just something that we don't understand. So what we are doing here is to learn from each other, to build understanding, so that hopefully we know that sometimes it's not about right or wrong, but sometimes it's just different, okay? So tonight, please pay attention so that we can learn from Athena. You can
in Eastern Oregon, and it's actually very rural and really small. Not many people know about it because it's actually that small, so it's not a city. And I'm from Nissa High School, but a fun fact about me is that I graduated this May. So I'm from class of 2023 from Nissa High School, and I'm a KLES exchange student currently here in Yogyakarta, and I am at SMA 3 here in Yogyakarta. So now I'm going to begin about how a typical day is in high school in America. So usually high school starts at 8 a.m., which is of course quite different compared to here in Indonesia, as I'm sure you all know. And And the class is usually from 8 to 11:45 a.m. and then at 12:45 p.m., that's around the time like we have lunch. And then we have class again until 3:15, which is when school usually finishes. But if we want, we have the chance to stay after school and get tutoring or have extracurriculars or just hang out with their friends. And then after we finish, we can just go home or just hang out with their friends and just have fun. So a typical school day in Indonesia starts at 7 a.m. and the classes, this is just like a basic example of one of my days here, but the days vary because the scheduling can be different quite often. So usually this class will start at 7 and then it'll run until 10 a.m. and then we will have our first break until 10:15 and then we will have class again until 12:15 and then that's our break to have lunch and things like that. Then we do that until 12:45 and have class again till 3:15 and then after class we will have extracurriculars from 4 to 6, although for some people the extracurriculars can start later or like finish later as well. It just really depends. And a fun fact that to share with you all, the extracurriculars that I've done are like they vary, like as I like to try different activities. But currently I'm doing silat, and so for me, my practice is after school from 4 to 6 on Monday, Wednesday, and Thursday. And then after practice, usually I go home or hang out with my friends. It just really depends. So there's some similarities and differences between high school in America and Indonesia. And the most notable ones are similarities such as school being a great place to learn and make unforgettable memories. I enjoy going to school because I like to learn new things and there's always something new to learn and experience. And it's very great to help improve our future and then achieve our goals that way through education. And we make unforgettable memories at school, which is one of my other favorite parts about going to school because every day is a new adventure and a new day to meet new people and have new experiences. Since being here in Indonesia and at my host school at SMA 3, I've actually made many unforgettable memories since the time I've arrived to now, and every day it's always unforgettable, and I've made multiple unforgettable memories. For example, I've gotten to go hang out with my friends around school, and then also we've gone out before. For example, we've gone to Malioboro, and we've gone to different places such as Pakuwon Mall and other places like that. So I've just felt very lucky and also very grateful and privileged for this opportunity to be making great memories. And then also today is another great day because it's very meaningful to me as I get to meet you all and also give this presentation. Now, some other similarities are that it's the best place to make friends. So as you all know, we can make friends anywhere. For example, walking on the street, we can meet someone, or somewhere when we go to the store or anywhere. But the best place to make friends is actually at school because that's where we spend the most of our time and we can also get closer to people easier that way. So it also gives us a chance to make more lifelong friends and more meaningful friendships because it'll actually mean more as we get to study together, spend time together, eat together, hang out together, and things like that. So it's the best place where we can make friends. Now, some differences that are notable compared to high school in America and Indonesia are the start time. So for me, the start time was quite shocking because school starts at 7 a.m. here in Indonesia, which is quite different than what I was used to because back in America, school would start at 8 in the morning or sometimes a little bit later around 8:05 or 8:15 a.m. So it's quite different, and I'm very surprised and also proud of everyone here in Indonesia and the students because they're all very strong and very great in the sense where they're able to do their rigorous schedule, such as going to school at 7 a.m. a lot of times before that to be on time, and they tend to stay at school long hours and study hard. So props to everyone and congratulations for all of the hard work and effort that you guys are putting. Congratulations, it's amazing. You're doing great. And then another difference is, like compared to school in America, is that here in Indonesia, there's the system of IPS and IPA. So that was really surprising and shocking to me because back in America, we don't have that system. So when I got placed in my class, I got placed in IPA. So I'm doing the science courses, which is really different compared to the course offerings back in America. So here, as I'm in the science course, I have to do physics, chemistry, biology, and things like that. But in America, we did, of course, study physics, chemistry, and biology, although instead of having to do all 3 science subjects like in 1 year, we would actually break it down, and then at different times, for example, the first year of high school was geology, the second one was biology, the third one was physical science, so it was quite different compared to what I was used to. But it's a new experience. But I actually got lucky here at my school, and I'm very grateful with SMA Tiga because they gave me the opportunity to not only take the classes from IPA, I can also take classes with IPS. So currently I'm taking sociology with the social class, and I've also joined them for a couple of their other classes, such as history, geography, and things like that. So I'm very thankful and have the great opportunity to not only learn science, but also social science, which is really great. And then another point that I wanted to mention is about volunteering. So I'm not sure if many of you guys are aware of volunteering or if it's common here in Indonesia, but usually volunteering is where we get to go and help like improve society or help someone in need by doing different activities or events and things like that. So for me, back in America, I was a part of different volunteering activities, such as helping my local community. For example, I would do donations to help Them to Hope, which is also like another organization. I would also donate to help with those in need. For example, the homeless, we would collect food or clothing, especially during the cold winters. But there's also multiple ways of volunteering. For example, you can go to a school and help teach students by tutoring, or you can go to your local library, or go to the food pantry, different things like that. And there's different activities that it varies. We can do the volunteering activities at school or out of school. It just really depends. And our schools in America give us the opportunity to volunteer, and then they held events, and also they give announcements about different volunteering opportunities around the city. And then also we can do research ourselves on different organizations, locations where we would like to volunteer, and we can also be creative and come up with our own ways to help society and then help improve and make our community a better place. So now moving on to some fun facts. So some fun facts about me are that I actually did high school online. So I got to experience how high school is because I went to high school in person, but also I did it primarily online. But it was a good opportunity though because doing it online gave me a better course option. For example, I had more options for classes, and through that I was able to take cosmetology and public speaking and a couple other classes like that. So it was actually a really interesting experience, my high school life experience, because it was during COVID and it was really different. As you all know, like school changed during that time. But it was a great time to help improve, and then also I got to learn how school is in person and then also online. And other facts about me are that I can speak English and Spanish fluently, and I also know a bit of Korean, and currently I'm learning Bahasa Indonesia. I also love to cook and bake, and I can cook Korean, Indian, Thai, and Mexican food primarily, but I also like to learn different recipes from around the world, and I would also love to learn and specialize on Indonesian food as well because it's delicious and has a lot to offer. I also enjoy baking, and I can bake various types of cake, cookies, and breads, and I can always be found in the kitchen baking or cooking something new, and I love to cook and bake for my friends and family. It's something that brings me joy, and it's always very fun. And I also enjoy music. Music is life, and I feel like music is such a universal language. and it's such an amazing thing. So about music, I love to listen to music, but also I can play the violin, and I also love to dance. So here in Indonesia, I'm currently learning about the traditional Indonesian instruments, which I find very fascinating because
So, want to ask a question, raise your hand. Mas Ayu.
Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. My name is Wahyu and my question is, what is your high school in Indonesia and America? I haven't
so
mentioned it.
the high school that I attended in America is called Nisa High School, and the high school I attend here in Indonesia is SMA 3.
Thank you. It's enough. Wassalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Feel free to ask any questions. I would be happy to answer any questions you may have.
Cek. Mas Bumi.
Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. My name is Bumi. My question is, so compared to high school in Indonesia and America, which one you like? Which one you think it's better? In America or Indonesia?
Well, for me, as an exchange student, as I want to learn something new and broaden my perspective on the world, I feel like high school in Indonesia is a lot better for me, and it's a lot more fun.
Thank you. And the next is question from Sandri Putri.
Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Hello, my name is Amar. My question is, what is your favorite music?
My favorite music is K-pop.
What kind of K-pop?
So for boy groups, my ultimates are TXT and Hyphen and Stray Kids.
You were a nice song. Thank you.
No. I can start. Okay. Wait, where the start first? Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. My name is Asa, and I have a question. Why are you such a great person?
Thank you.
I meant awesome, not great. Yeah.
Okay, this is me. My name is Ulia Safadani Ahmad. You can call me Ulia. And I have a question. Can you give me tips and tricks to can be accepted in YES program? Thank you.
Yes, I would be happy to help. So my greatest advice would actually be just to get the courage to fill out the application. That's like the biggest step. And I feel like once you get into it, you just got to be positive and be patient because it can be challenging and a long process. For me, the process took a little over a year and the application. Okay, so you primarily have to just be patient and be positive because for me, the application took a little over a year to complete because it was a long process. For example, I first had to fill out my information, write essays, do interviews, and fill out different forms and things like that. And I had to be patient because for me, my acceptance, I was supposed to get the answer within March, but I didn't get my answer until April. But even then, my final answer wasn't until June. So, and it was the end of June, so it was, as you know, a really long time. So I had to stay positive and just be patient. And I feel like being positive actually helped manifest like this opportunity to finally come to Indonesia and become an exchange student and become accepted to YES Abroad. Because if we're not positive, it will obviously not attract great things. But if we're positive, we will attract great things, and that's how it is with life. So we just have to make sure that we stay positive and patient and just like keep the perseverance to keep achieving our dreams and goals. It might not come right away or right when we want it to, and there might be many challenges along the way and unexpected things that happen, but we got to understand that those happen for a reason and take it as a learning experience. But overall, I believe that anyone can become a YES Abroad student and get to have the experience to study abroad. They just got to be positive and have patience.
Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. My name is Torik. So my question is, what's the best curriculum of United States that's used throughout the world? Like for example, UK has Oxford and Cambridge that's used throughout the world. What's the best curriculum from US? That like a lot of schools around the world use it.
So that's a great question. I appreciate your question. It's a very insightful. So in America, the curriculum is very diverse because they can use the curriculums you just mentioned, But it varies because each state has their own standards. So for example, they have the Oregon State Standard, Idaho State Standard. So like each state actually creates their own standards and curriculums. So it just depends on the state. I hope that answered your question.
My name is Muhammad Al Farouk Nayatama, and you can call me Mas Farouk. And my question is, in Indonesia, do you face any cultural shock? And what is the cultural shock that you get? Thank you.
You're welcome. So I did face some cultural shocks. What shocked me the most was actually the traffic and the way of crossing the road because it's way different than in America because here, I'm sure that there's traffic rules and rules that people follow, but it's not very structured. And for example, like the motorbikes and the cars just pass by and you just have to wait patiently to cross the road and just be very aware, which is really different because back in America, everyone follows the traffic rules and will always stop at the crosswalk and then we'll let the pedestrians pass. But here it's totally different and it's the opposite because the cars and motorbikes still go. And if you want to cross, you have to put your hand out, but a lot of times, even if you do, they don't always see or like they just keep passing by. So it's really different and shocking.
Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. My name is Kila, so I want to ask, I think you like language so much, right? I mean, not so much, but from that you tell you like language. And how did you learn those kind of language, especially for this time, Indonesian? How did you learn Indonesian language? Thank you.
So I learned English and Spanish ever since I was little with my family because English, as you know, is like the main language in America. But the reason why I learned Spanish was because my family background is actually Hispanic. And since I live with my grandparents, my grandma and grandpa don't know English. So in order to communicate with them and also to preserve the culture, my parents taught me Spanish. And I also got to learn it by practicing and speaking with my grandparents at home. And it's just a great way to keep preserving our culture and also speaking and communicating to become closer with their family because background information on me, I'm actually Hispanic because my family background comes from Mexico. And that is how I came to learn about and how to speak Spanish. And as for Korean, as I like K-pop, as you know, and like the Korean culture, I studied and learned Korean by self-study. And I also have a Korean friend back home named Youngmi, and I get to speak and practice learning Korean with her, which is a lot of fun. And I'm learning Bahasa Indonesia here in Indonesia at Wisma Bahasa, currently here in Yogyakarta. But when I arrived to Indonesia back in the end of July, I actually had the opportunity to do language camp in Jakarta thanks to my program Yes Abroad, and that's how I got to learn the foundations. And currently at Wisma Bahasa, I'm learning how to become more conversational, and also with my host family, I'm learning. And then Kak Dilan over there, he's helping me learn along with Kak Shifa and all of the other great people and friends that I've been making here in Indonesia.
Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. My name is Mbak Sophie. I'm a high school student here. So my question is there any differences when you're learning or when you're studying in Indonesia and when you're in America? Thank you.
Yes, there are some differences compared to studying here in America and Indonesia. If I'm being completely honest, it's actually a bit challenging studying here in Indonesia in the sense where the classes are very tight schedule, in the sense where there's so many subjects to learn each day. And also the language barrier can be a bit challenging to learn, but I'm lucky that I've made many great friends and my classmates are all very nice and welcoming, and they help translate so I'm able to understand the materials, and also my teachers are all wonderful and make sure that I can understand. So the way of learning is different as well, in the sense where the classes, as I mentioned here, the tight scheduling, for example, you have to learn chemistry, biology, physics, and history, Indonesian, Javanese, and all of those other classes, all within that whole week. But back in America, we just had 8 classes we would focus on the whole year, which is really different because here there's multiple classes. There's more than 8 that we have to learn. So I chose to join Yes Abroad and become a Yes Abroad student because I always loved to learn new things, and ever since I was little, since 6th grade, I knew for sure I want to study abroad. And then since then I researched different options and opportunities where I would be able to study abroad, and the one I found that caught my attention the most out of the various options I had was Yes Abroad. And I actually really felt connected with the mission and way of to help connect and make intercultural connections, because that is something I wanted to do. Besides just broaden my perspective on the world and become more open-minded, I also wanted to make intercultural connections and help bridge misconceptions. For example, with Yes Abroad, we're helping to bridge misconceptions between the US and also countries that have a majority of Muslim population, which I think is a really great way where we can connect and make more friends internationally, and also break the misconceptions that people have about people who follow Islam, and then also what others have about the misconceptions of America. And also, as you said, if Indonesia was a choice or if there was other options. There were other options, but I chose Indonesia because it's a very diverse country, and I felt that it was the best place where I could learn, as it has so much cultural things to offer, and also the language. It's very diverse and such a great country where I can learn and also make more intercultural connections.
Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Hello, my name is Prince. You can call me Mas Prince. So my question is, what comes to your mind when you hear the word Afkaaruna?
So when I heard it, like my coordinators had mentioned it to me, and they told me it's such a friendly place, and what came to mind was just new friends and a very positive vibe and very welcoming environment. And when I came here, I was actually very surprised and very excited to meet everyone, and I'm very glad that everyone was nice and welcoming as I had thought when I heard the word.
Thank you.
So when I first arrived to Indonesia, I went to Jakarta. And when I came here to Jogja, I've actually gotten to explore a lot with my friends from school, my host family, and even my coordinators, Kak Dila and Kak Shifa. And it's been a lot of fun. I've gone to Prambanan, Malioboro, Merapi, Ulin Santalu, Kraton, and to Taman Sari. And I've liked all of them. They're all great places where I've made wonderful memories. And I honestly can't really pick an exact spot. But if I had to, I feel like it would probably be with my host family when we went to Prambanan because that was very memorable. And then with my friends, it would be Malioboro because I've gotten to go by bus the first time with my friends. And that was the first time I went with them. And it was a new experience because it was my first time getting to ride the bus here in Indonesia, and it was with my friends. It was such an adventure. And then also, I've actually, another time with my friends, gone walking to Malioboro for my school, which was also a new adventure because it was the first time I actually got to walk around here in Jogja, and that was really nice, especially since it was with my friends. So those are my favorite places with my friends and my host family.
Thank you, Ka Athena. Hopefully your answers will be helpful for us. Come on, say thank you to her. Everyone say thank you to her.
You're welcome. Thank you.
Okay. Now, the fifth session is awarding session. For Buarda and Ka Athena, the time is yours.
Okay, check. All right. Thank you, everyone. Such a great answers from Athena and such great questions from all of you. Thank you very much for being brave to ask. Okay, and now this is for Kak Athena, Kak Didan, and those who are new here. So every time we have global talks, we also have an awarding session. So we observe Santri for a month, actually 5 weeks. And we have some awards to give them. And the speaker of the global talks will announce who is the winner for this month, okay? So I will give the certificate one by one to Kak Athena, and you are going to call their name, okay? So would you please hold this?
Afkaaruna Character Award Cleanliness and Tidiness Ambassador was awarded to Almaira Zara Kuoto Aini. The Afkaaruna Character Award Self-Discipline Ambassador Award goes to Alia Ridlo. The Afkaaruna Character Award Leadership Ambassador goes to Kafke Nata. The Exemplary Sanitary of the Salapan Award goes to Sofia Ayuna El-Ezat. The Afkaaruna Character Award Cleanliness and Tidiness Ambassador Award goes to Gusti Adib Ahmed Kafin. The Afkaaruna Character Award Self-Discipline Ambassador goes to Satria Nur Fahmi. The Afkaaruna Character Award Leadership Ambassador goes to Atta Nur Safra Purnomo. And now the Exemplary Santri of the Salapan Award goes to Hafid Tafzani.
All right, for the names that have been called, please go to the front. Also, we are going to call Mas Wali and Mbak Ayesha to give the trophy. All right, so we will give it to the boys first. Well, the girls first. Okay, so Athena, please award this certificate to the Santri. Santri Putri, can you stand here, please? Go here. The first one is to Mbak Almaira. Please come here. Give it to her. Okay, congratulations, Mbak Almaira. Okay, over there, picture. Look at Kang Faris. Can we repeat? Okay, picture. Okay. Thank you. Next, Self-Discipline Ambassador, Mbak Ai. Okay. Next, Faris, can you turn the camera to them? Okay. Thank you. Next is Leadership Ambassador, Kafka Inata. Okay, congratulations. And now this is Exemplary Award, and I will give it Mbak Ayesha. Are you here? Okay. So, because this is going to be passed down to someone else, so this is the previous winner, so she's going to give it to the new winner. Okay, can you give the trophy, open it, and give it to Mbak Sophie? Okay. All right. Please look at the camera. Okay, congratulations. Okay, yay. Thank you. Please go back to your seat. Big applause, everyone. Okay. All right, now can you turn around the camera? Only two? Okay, Athena, would you please come over here? This is the boys' turn. Only two of them are present because one of them is sick. The other one is joining something else. The first one is self-discipline ambassador to Mas Satria. Yes, okay, congratulations. Picture, picture. Okay. Mas Wali, please come forward. All right, please open. This is the exemplary santri of the Salapan. We're passing the trophy down to Mas Faza. I think, how many times have you won this? Once? Twice? Okay. Okay, congratulations. Picture, picture. Okay, thank you. Here's your certificate. Thank you very much. Take a picture. Mas Satria also? Okay. All right. Yeah, big applause for them. Okay. Thank you very much one more time. Athena, you may go back to your seat. And Sandri, one more time, this is not a competition between you and your friends, but this is competition between you and yourself. Okay, so that's it. I will give this back to MC.
Now, our next session is closing. Let me tell you something first. Kak Athena, it was really wonderful to let you know, let us tell us about your experience, your learning, and how you really do it in your life. We sometimes face so many hard things, we don't get it, and sometimes we don't enjoy it at all. Did you face something like that?
Yes.
Yeah, but with your explanation, it's really motivate us, because now we're gonna have to learn something that we do not understand and what we should like. Just we have to hold ourselves from giving up, and then we keep ourselves on climbing a mountain until we reach the top to the success. So all I want to say is thank you for all the answers to help us keep us climbing up to the mountain. Thank you.
You're welcome.
Now,
I wanted to say also thank you very much for this opportunity. I greatly appreciate it, and also I loved everyone's enthusiasm and questions. It was very fun answering them, and also it was a great way to get to know all of you. And I hope I get to hang out with you guys again and get to know you guys more in depth. So thank you so much, and I'm very glad to have this opportunity. And I know you guys all will do great in life and will go far. Keep chasing your dreams, and you will all do amazing. Semangat.
thank you. Now this is the end of the global talks. Let's recite Hamdallah together. Alhamdulillahi Rabbil Alameen. Alright, this is for the both of us. Wassalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.